Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are here to give our recommendations to the German Language Society. I'm Kayla D'Angelo.
I'm Will Wright.
I'm Aiden Jamal.
I'm Jordan Schaffel.
Okay, so first I would like to say thank you for the opportunity to work with the German Language Society. And also with all of our recommendations, we really wanted to honor your mission to provide a cultural forum with the German language as a medium of expression. And just a quick overview, we're going to go through the current situation, then we'll go to our recommendations, and we'll conclude at the end.
Okay, so although the German Language Society has had 63 years of successful events, there is now a need for modernisation to keep up with the ever-changing means of communication. Enticing a younger audience would not only aid the German Language Society to bring stronger popularity to the event, but it would also aid the German society around DC in general. And we not only want to solve the long-term and short-term problems, but we want to solve them in such a way where it aids the German Language Society as well as the German community around DC.
So our first recommendation was to begin the use of social media. So we looked up some statistics on this, and Facebook and Twitter are used by approximately 90% of your target audience. Facebook has the most with over 70%, and Twitter is slightly less with 19, but that was also a different age group. That was sort of all adults, everyone 18 plus. But for the category of 18 to 29, it was 90% use. So we really wanted to focus on that. I think a web presence for you guys you would be able to reach out to your target audience, you'd be able to engage them, they would be able to get information in a medium that they're used to. And the other thing that we wanted to focus on this is a possibility for you to have a person of contact at universities. A lot of college students really want internships, and social media is becoming extremely important in having social media skills. So we thought having a social media intern, unpaid, would give you a person of contact at a university, someone who could do outreach for you, as well as being able to put something on their resume that they've worked with social media. And with coming up with social media, we had a couple of targets. Our first target was that you would have 500 Facebook likes by October 2014, and that we would generate at least 100 Twitter followers. We looked at this by looking at comparable organizations like the Goethe Institute, Friedrich Ebert Stiftung, Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, different German foundations and organizations that work in DC. Since a lot of them have the same followers, a lot of them have similar events, so we thought that this was a very achievable number and 500 people on Facebook would be an extreme increase. That would very much benefit the outturn to your events.
So the second area where we're hoping to increase web presence for the German Language Society is through the creation of a website. And as you can see here, we've created a proposed rendering for a website. I'm just going to go through it. So the first area that I want to talk about is the feedback form for the website. We believe that will allow the general public and German Language Society members to voice their concerns through Medium. As part of our scope of work, we reached out to various institutions and organizations in the District of Columbia metropolitan area. We actually received a phone call from a German Language Society member who was concerned that he was not being updated with information. And we believe that by allowing members and the general public to voice their concerns on such a feedback form, that the German Language Society will be able to improve and address these concerns. One of the next aspects of the website is a secure member login system. This will allow registered members of the German Language Society to communicate with one another through private web forums, completely secure chat, private members only. That is something that we believe is not capable right now on social media, and this will allow members to have private communication and chat. Secondly, we believe a website will be able to expand the operational capabilities of the German Language Society. Firstly, through paying membership fees. Our team actually researched software in existence through PayPal, which currently uses, for example, a software called CS Membership. It starts at $99, and we believe it will be a tremendous asset to your organization in terms of financial management. You can track the payments of your members instead of having to have them mail checks. You can keep track of members who have not paid their membership fees, and will improve the financial planning of the organization as well. Secondly, we also added a newsletter. We believe that our team believes that it is important for general public and members to be aware of the German Language Society events in general. The Frederick Ebert Institution in the District of Columbia uses software called MyEmma, which our team researched, starting at $45 per month, with a further 20% discount for nonprofits such as yourself. We believe that this will allow you guys to improve the RSVP system for the organization, which is currently an aspect that was currently in need of a development. Secondly, such software will allow the German Language Society to create newsletters very easily, very quickly. It can be integrated with any website, so through the registered members on this website, newsletters can easily be emailed and will be in the members' inbox in a matter of minutes. We've also added Facebook and Twitter handles at the bottom of the website. This will allow new users to connect with the German Language Society. Clicking those links will automatically direct you to the webpage. Furthermore, we've also created a calendar that is clickable, which is possible to do with HTML coding. Click on a particular date that's highlighted. It'll provide more details of the events. And we also added an events section for the website to talk more about the events in detail that the German Language Society has hosted. And finally, we've also added an about section. We believe the website will be able to provide far more comprehensive information than what's available on social media, allowing members of the general public to learn more about the organization, its founders, and history as well.
4 minutes left.
So our third recommendation was outreach to local organizations. When we talked initially in the first meeting with you, you mentioned that you had already done outreach, and there was some level of, the Goethe Institute sometimes said when your events were going on, and there was the German event calendar in DC. But if you're looking, since we're targeting a younger audience, we thought that bars, restaurants, and some organizations that may not be German specific, but would employ Germans, so such as the World Bank, would be institutions that you may have not necessarily explored that could do outreach for you guys, sort of in a mutual beneficial relationship. So our long-term goal with this would be to incorporate it with social media. So, for instance, the German Language Society follows the World Bank on Twitter, and the World Bank or some other organization retweets an event that is going to happen for the German Language Society, thus giving them access to a bunch of other followers. And that would basically expand your outreach capabilities to thousands, even if you have 100 followers. And the best part of this is in our conclusion.
Yeah, so after we came up with all these recommendations, we thought, how are we actually going to know that these recommendations are going to be successful? So we decided to take it into our own hands and get a little head start on one of them, and that was the outreach. And this is just a brief screenshot, and if you go through the memo we gave you, there's a detailed list of all these different organizations and German establishments such as bars, restaurants, and just educational institutions that have all shown a lot of interest in the German Language Society. And this was just through simple outreach of emailing and a few phone calls, and we had a lot of successful turnout from it. So we thought that was a good thing to end on. And we just wanted to once again thank you for the opportunity to work with the German Language Society. Any questions?
Thank you. No, I understand we have a few minutes for questions at this point. Okay. If I could just say that it's going to be a pleasure for us to emerge from the Stone Age. And the potential for such outreach is clearly there. Thank you for giving us a sense of how that could be done. The cost of the website administration is really not the main thing we have to deal with, but rather the dedication of someone in our organization to maintain it. And you'd suggested possibly an intern. Is there, in your mind, a possibility that someone, one of you or some of your colleagues, might coach us as we put our toe into the water?
I definitely think so. Some of our information came from firsthand experience. I am an intern at the Friedrich Ebert Foundation right now. And so I've had experience working with my Emma, and that's just a simple internship that I've only been doing for a couple months, and they were looking on how to integrate their newsletters with their RSVPs. So basically people can click on a button and immediately have RSVPs come from email straight to a spreadsheet on their computer. And I was able to do that, and I think that there are a lot of people in DC and a lot of students our age that want to have those skills, want to be able to put those skills on their resume. And I think they would be not only willing to maintain it, but also to sort of teach you guys and get you guys up to speed so that, you first get it started, and then when that one intern leaves, you can have another one just sort of come in, and it can be continuous.
Just to add on to that, I think the social media intern position is really can attribute to anything, because I know for myself personally, I had to know everything about social media for a PR internship. So it really is flexible to any type of job you're in, and just having, as Will said, that on your resume can create that's just something that a lot of people are interested in, and it just is something really great to take part in.
So win-win. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's win-win in every situation.
Great. I had a question on with regard to Twitter and Facebook and feeds and getting the word out in that way, and specifically, especially with regard to working with organizations like the World Bank. Is it possible that there might be any sort of compliance issues with regard to that and non-governmental organizations? And for example, the Friedrich Ebert
Right.
Stiftung, is there any reason to believe that that we'd run into roadblocks with that kind of thing?
No, I've been doing a lot with the Twitter for the Friedrich Ebert Foundation for the last couple of events they've had, and I've been retweeted by the Goethe Institute. So the World Bank itself, is a giant entity and may not retweet you, but then there are sometimes local offices that also have. So I was also, the Friedrich Ebert Foundation, because of one of my tweets, is now followed by the Anti-Defamation League in DC. Not the entire Anti-Defamation League, but they saw sort of our activities, saw one of our tweets, and decided to follow us. So if we tweet at them again, there's a higher chance that they'll retweet us. And they have, I think, over 1,000 followers. So even though the Friedrich Ebert Foundation only has 150, there's that potential for outreach.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a skill that a lot of people want to learn also. So it's sort of tying it back to the intern position.
Great.
All right.
That's fine for me.
All right.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you very much.